Hello, all of you beautifully awakened souls. So, today I'm very excited to be announcing another Oracle deck review. I know I haven't done one in a while, and that's simply because of all the chaos that has ensued with all of the changes in my family, with my children starting school and daycare, and being stressed out from that, from being away from mom for the first time in their lives. So we've had some illnesses pop up due to the stress levels and just some chaos that we needed to kind of resolve and allow the universe to work itself out. So I am back to doing reviews now and videos, and so you can expect quite a few new ones to be coming out soon. I have today the Awakened Soul. This is a really beautiful deck. And now the deck itself is done by Ethony, and the artwork is done by Danielle Mulligan. And Danielle is actually centered in Australia, but Ethony is in Canada. So they collaborated on this deck together, and I think they did a really beautiful job. The cards really resonate. Before I even ordered this deck, I had looked at all the photos, and they highly resonated with someone such as myself, and I know they'll resonate highly with many of you. The ability to read this deck from what I viewed before even receiving this package was very, very easy. So I believe that anybody on any level can intuit them. However, it does come with a beautiful guidebook as well. Now, I have taken the liberty of already removing the packaging because I ordered them in bulk. And that's because I'll be carrying this deck to sell to all of you. Therefore, it wasn't packaged the normal way that I believe she sends them out from her own personal stock. The box itself is extremely sturdy, so it's thick and it'll last for a very long time. I really like decks that come in heavy boxes such as this, but because of the weight, this is a heavier box than most. Because of the weight, you can expect that the shipping will be just a tad more than a deck that would come in, say, like a playing card type box. The inside of the box looks like this. Beautiful bumblebees and flowers. Love it. And as I said, it comes with this beautiful book and one of my favorite cards on the front. And the back looks like this. I love the imagery of the bumblebee, but I also just love the colors on this book as well as in the deck. A lot of very vibrant colors speaking to you as you go through the deck or as you do a reading for yourself or for other people, which is really nice. At the beginning of the guidebook, she says, "To my son, who awakened the Divine Mother within me." And I can personally relate to that feeling as my awakening also was catapulted into being after having children. So I think that's really beautiful that she's honoring the process of becoming a mother and her son coming into this world with us. So the first page afterwards is just the contents list. And then I do like this. She's got the Awakened Soul Oracle card meanings, and they all have their own numbering on them. So if you are needing a quick reference, I find often when you pull a card and you are connected, then it's very easy just to simply open the book and you're at the right place. However, if you're doing a quick reading and maybe you're having a rough day or you're not fully connected and you need to find the page number, then that is all located there. So it begins by saying, "We have all experienced a spiritual awakening. This is what has led you here. It happens when we start searching for something more within and without. When we feel that we are more connected to the energies of the world. You are an awakened soul. If you light candles, set an altar, sit with the cards, lovingly shuffle them, and read the cards for hours. You are an awakened soul if you pull out your deck for some quick guidance while on the bus or on the way home from work. You are an awakened soul if you read for your friends in a cafe. You are an awakened soul if you use your cards to help you finish the novel you have been writing. You are an awakened soul if you use the deck only in sacred circle. You are an awakened soul if you alone touch your deck. You are an awakened soul if everyone is allowed to touch your deck. I love that. You are an awakened soul if you aren't psychic or a witch or a pagan. You are an awakened soul if you have a corporate job. You are an awakened soul if this is the very first oracle deck you have ever used. You are an awakened soul if this is the 20th oracle deck you own, such as myself. I have a bookshelf over here dedicated to just all of my oracle decks and tarot decks. You are an awakened soul. Use this deck however you feel inspired and drawn to do so. My hope for you is that it inspires you and deepens your connection to yourself and to your spiritual path. So, awesome. So then it goes into just cleansing and clearing your deck. And everybody has their own specific ways, so I really like it when somebody includes that in the guidebook itself, because if you have somebody, say, who is new and this is their first deck and they're not sure how to go about cleansing and clearing it, then I think this is a fantastic piece of advice to put into your guidebook. Then she continues on with ways to work with your oracle deck. So there's several different options here that you can actually use to use your deck. Use your deck. Ways in which you can use your deck. Don't mind my fingernails. They look dirty. However, they're stained from doing peaches and beets and canning, and we've done 200 pounds of produce recently, so I apologize for the dirty looking fingernails. However, now was the moment to be doing this, so. All right, so then on the next page, it's how to use this guidebook. So again, for anybody who is new to oracle readings or tarot readings, then this gives you an idea how to use this guidebook specifically. And this is another aspect that I'm really liking. So there are specific cards in here, one in particular, and she is the beautiful one on the front here. This is the illustration of Gaia. And this is the one image that drew me in so much when I saw this. And I had been looking at a few, and following a few people. However, it was this image that captivated me and drew me in. And I understood why when I figured out what the card was, that it was Gaia, because my own connection to Gaia, our mother, is just so strong. And I have goosebumps all over my body right now just talking about that. But in her book, she has Who is Gaia? And I think that is absolutely splendid to have that in the book. For those of you who don't know, right? She is our sacred mother. So the next page is Awakened Soul Oracle Spreads. So she just talks a little bit about how to formulate questions and how to go about putting out your first spread. Then we have the Awakened Soul Spread. And we have the Boundary Spread. That's a new one. I like that idea quite a bit. So what boundaries need strengthening? What boundaries do I need to set? And how can I hold space for my power? Beautiful. And then we have a Manifestation Spread and a Lunar Spread. And the normal 3 card spread. However, I really like this is that she's got different options for the 3 card spread, whereas most 3 card spreads in vast majority of books are going to give you the past, present, and future. So that is a typical 3 card spread. However, in this one, there are 4 different options, and I'll just read you one of them. So card 1 would be self, your vibration right now. Card 2 is as above, message from your guides. And card 3 is so below, message from Gaia. So that's awesome. I love that. And I haven't actually gone through the book yet. As I said, I've been waiting for the review to pull out this deck. I have been very eagerly awaiting this moment because I do want to put these cards into use in my group and on my business page. So if you are interested in seeing any of these readings or you would like to book a reading with me, then head over to Storm by Design Intuitive. That's my business page. I always post cards and information there. Knowledge is my main thing that I share there, but I'll also have access to these cards there. If you're interested in joining the group, then you can join me at Aligning with Your Purpose on Facebook. Okay, so then we've got all of the different definitions and meanings of the cards, which I'll go through each card with you here so you can get an idea and understanding of what they look like and the beauty of each one. But I do want to just come to the back here and tell you a little bit more about each of these fine ladies because they are absolutely amazing. I do know a little bit more about Ethony, that she's clairaudient and clairvoyant, and that is actually how this deck came into vision for her. She had done a deck previous to this, which was Prince Lenormand, and she had done all the artwork and all of the text, the channeling of information on that deck. But she felt for this next vision that she wanted to find somebody, get in contact with somebody who could really produce the images that she had envisioned for these cards and for the meanings of these cards. And she did come across somebody, Danielle Mulligan, and very happily she found herself engaged in the process of creating these cards with her, and they were in perfect unison with one another. So that's, the universe just coming together, aligning in perfect union for something like a project, which is, your creative life force energy coming through you to be inspired into this world. And so we're very thankful for both of you and all of the hard work that you've put into creating this deck for all of us, because it is awesome. It is magic. And you'll understand that after we get through this whole review here. So a little bit more about Ethony. So Ethony is a tarot reader and an author who loves to create more than sleep. She is the headmistress at the Tarot Readers Academy, where she teaches and mentors tarot professionals and students through the courses available there. She also coaches spiritual entrepreneurs, putting her corporate and project management background to excellent use. She is a very proud mother to a wonderful awakened son and has the best family and friends any person could ask for. She believes she is here to inspire people to start asking why in their lives, awakening souls one at a time. Ethony has been a practicing electric witch for over 18 years, and runs the Awakened Soul Coven, an online in-person learning circle for electric witches. So, when you get this, you will get the contact information if you are interested in joining her Electric Witches. Although you can probably find her on her website as well at ethony.com if you are interested in that. So, sounds exciting. Now about the artist, Danielle Mulligan. Now, Danielle Mulligan is an artist and a mother and a divination lover from Newcastle, Australia. she has created for as long as she can remember being able to hold a pencil. Her biggest dream has always been to be an artist and to have her greatest passion be her job. And what a wonderful job it is. She is also the creator of 3 amazing little humans and has an amazing partner who makes her smile and laugh all the way through each and every day. Like Ethany, she has some of the best friends and family anyone could ever ask for. She hopes that her art inspires you to look around with wonder as an awakened soul and realize how beautiful this world we live in can be. So, really nice messages from both of them, and also just a little bit more about them. So, let's just get into this deck of cards. Okay, so this is the back of the cards, following the same theme of the sunflowers and the bumblebees, and they're in black. Hopefully I don't get too much of a glare here. Now, these are sturdy cards. They are on the larger side. They are a matte card with laminate finish on them. And you can see on the edges, they have silver gilding. I know some of you really, really love the look of that, and they are really beautiful. I mean, you can give it a turn here, and you can see that the light is reflecting off them nicely. So they are a very sturdy card, so you'll be using these no problem for a long time. All right, so let's get into the deck right away. So the first card we have is Action. And once I get through showing you all the different cards, I will go ahead and shuffle them up and do a quick little draw. Adventure. And you can see how easily these are to intuit. Authenticity. Boundaries. Some of the more unique features in this deck are just really speaking to things in the daily life that we experience. So whereas some of the awakened cards that I've, like those created for light workers and awakened souls, some of those cards are very much in the other field of operation. So meaning it's not necessarily resonating from your day-to-day life, but it's strictly on the spiritual level. Whereas I feel after going through these cards now, even just a little, that a lot of these cards reflect your day-to-day living situations and activities. And I think that is one of the purposes behind the artwork itself. And being able to intuit a lot of it is, she really wanted to bring in this feeling of being able to relate in this world. So not just on the spiritual level, but in your daily life. And that becomes evident just by looking at the cards. Change. Cleanse. Compassion. So sweet. Cute little monkey. Challenge. Connection. Desire. Devotion. Oh, I love this. Dream. So, just makes me want to be there. It inspires me. Aww. Family. I'm not sure I've ever seen a family card in there in any deck, so yeah, that's a pretty special card. Forgiveness. And do you see what I mean? With all of the different themes, these are very relatable through all of your experiences. So it's not just about the awakening experience that you're in currently, but about the life situations that you experience and live on a day-to-day basis too. Fun. Very colorful. It does look like a lot of fun. I got goosebumps when I picked that card up. Ah, yes, my favorite card. Gaia. And I just love how Danielle actually created this portrait. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful card. It speaks to me. Gratitude. Gift. Grounding. Nice contrast of colors. And did you notice the crystal grid in the background? It's a ginormous grid. Pretty amazing. Yes, I love that card too. Guidance. Sweet. That's a pretty neat card. I know some decks have like a tarot card in there, but this one is more open to, it doesn't necessarily, well, from my own feeling, doesn't necessarily have to be ask for more guidance from a tarot deck, but it could mean or be significant to you're receiving guidance right now. Maybe you need to tune in to listen because sometimes we're just too busy and we're not listening, right? It could also be significant to say that you need to ask for guidance. Sometimes you need to ask for help, right? Could mean a lot of different things. Oh, this is very sweet. Healing. And one thing I want to say about this deck is although there are a lot of mostly females on the fronts, and I know that that speaks to a lot of us women, I think that men can easily use this deck as well, simply because of the wisdom that is being transferred through each image and through the understanding of the messages that are coming through. So I don't think that this is just for one sex, although it is probably geared towards females more so. I really feel that most people would be able to highly resonate with the messages behind it and the imagery as well, because the imagery tells the story and it's very easy to intuit, right? It's very easy to understand what it means, what each of these cards means and the larger picture behind it. So like judgment, you see, they're in bondage because when you judge others or yourself, you put yourself in bondage. So you restrict yourself from advancing or growing any further, whether that be emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. You put yourself in chains, in bondage. Oh, this is so sweet. Knowledge. That's another one of my favorites. Cute little boy. Labyrinth. I like this card too. Just so many amazing cards in here. Oh, I'm so happy that I finally get to go through this deck. Leadership. Magic. Beautiful infinity sign there. Because after all, we are infinite beings in an infinite reality with infinite possibilities. Mantra. Okay. I like that too because sometimes we forget to say our positive mantras that reaffirm or affirm the vision that we are holding for ourselves, and we allow ourselves to slide into an old pattern or belief. So sometimes just repeating mantras every single day can help shift you out of that. Meditate. That is a gorgeous lotus flower, and I'm not just saying that because it's rainbow. The whole image is kind of rainbow, so it reflects all of the different aspects that, I love, which is our chakra system. I just love how she's sitting in the middle of it, meditating. And it's actually an image that has come through to me several times while I'm doing readings on myself. So I connect highly with this card and just the image of it. Mirror. I'm kind of curious as to what that says. I do know what the mirror means, of course, because there are many definitions for the mirror. However, the mirror is usually reflected as your internal self being reflected out, but sometimes it can also be what you're seeing or you perceive to be seeing in the mirror, right? Which may not be necessarily an honest representation of what is really inside of you. So it can take on a couple of meanings. So I am interested in looking at the definition of that card. Perseverance. That's a very touching card. Perspective. I like how she's painting all of her environment, her surroundings. She's creating it. One stroke at a time. Rebirth. Release. Look at the bird on there. Wow. And I like how it's set over a black and white background, and then you've got just the color coming up and through the middle. That kind of imagery generally sticks in my head. I don't know about you, but I find this kind of imagery to be very symbolic, and there is a lot of symbolism in these cards, which I'm sure you're picking up on as well. So the next card we have is Rescue. It's also an interesting card because it's one that can take on many meanings. And so when you are doing a reading, if you were just simply intuiting these cards, you would base it on the question that you've asked. So if you're needing rescuing, or if you are continuously rescuing somebody else or other people, then you'll get your answer through understanding what it is that you're being asked when you're doing the reading. So, next card is Sanctuary. We all need one of those. Oh, and the Himalayan rock salt light, such as the one in the background here. Love it. Okay, then we have Sensuality. Shadow. That's a great card to have in there too. And for those of you who are in the awakening process or have been on that journey for a long time, you understand that there is a lot of shadow work to do. And so That's an awesome card to have in this deck. Ah, so is this. This is very interesting. Shapeshifter. So I'm intrigued by quite a few of these cards, and I can't wait to actually go through the book and read all of the different definitions and to use them in the group so that you get an idea of what they are like. It's going to be very exciting. It already is exciting. Silence. All right. Sometimes we just need to have some quiet time. Sometimes it's us who needs to be quiet and we need to do more listening. So that's a nice card to have too. Simplicity. Yes. Oftentimes in our society, the more belief that has been ingrained into everybody's head needs to just fall back, and sometimes less is more. Actually, from my findings, most of the time, less is more. So that's a great card too. Solitude. This makes me sad that it's already, well, we've already had snow here, so makes me sad only because the image, you know, I want to be there. I want to be camping, and that is one of my favorite things to do, is to go camping and connect with nature and the trees and the animals and even all the bugs. Yeah, there's a lot of them here, but you can't beat the experience. So this card was Solitude. Song. And I love that the singing bowls are the representation of the sound of the songs. That's a beautiful card. Sovereignty. And then we have Surrender. Gotta love whales. They are a sight to behold. Treasure. And our connection to them is something else. If you know anything about whales and dolphins, then you know that they are not original inhabitants to this planet, and they're extremely wise. So if you're able to channel, then I recommend channeling the whales and the dolphins, and you'll see why. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, the next card is Trust. You have the chrysalis and the butterfly, and you also have the caterpillar. So all of the different stages, and just having a little trust through them all. The universe does have your back. Okay, Truth. The truth can set you free. Unplug. All right, so this is a sign of our times, because if you were to go back and look at Oracle and Tarot decks from back in the day, you would never see this. But this is such a big problematic event in our society at this time. People being so overwhelmingly connected to computers and people through these sources rather than human one-on-one connection or connection with the earth or connection with the animals, connection with yourself. Unplug. Get off of your devices and look around at what is before you. Fabulous card, by the way. Okay, and I think this one's pretty cool too. I love the third eye. Vision. It's a great representation of vision. And the last card is Wisdom. And there is a beautiful white snowy owl in there. I believe that's a snowy owl. If I'm wrong, you may correct me, somebody. I'm not an owl expert, so I just love owls. Okay, so that was the deck. Really, really beautiful. And cards are awesomely done. The images are perfect. They do really simplify your ability to intuit them. All right, so let's just go about shuffling them so I can read one of these spectacular cards for you. Ooh. All right. I'll try and give it a good shuffle. Some people like to shuffle their cards kind of like a deck, but I find that that bends them. And I'm not really too keen on having bent, warped cards because when you lay them down flat, then they like to move all over the place. It's not my favorite thing. So this little patch here was trying to jump out, but I'm going to take the top one. And this is authenticity. So let's just read what it says. Okay, so in here she's got the symbol. So this is the symbology that I was talking about. So the symbol is the falling leaves. Now, keywords are self-acceptance, shine, vibrancy, energy, self-esteem. Then it says, awakened soul story. Our awakened soul is walking her talk. She has fully accepted who she is and is now shedding all of the old energy that was holding her back. This energy was the expectations that she was carrying from other people and the old limiting beliefs that no longer serve her. She is removing herself from situations that do not align with her vibration of authenticity. And if you are following a lot of my information and guides and knowledge, then you know that I talk a lot about your authentic self, and this is what she's referring to here. As this energy falls away, like leaves in autumn, she puts them behind her, allowing her to move forward. Be present in the now and set off towards the future, a free and vibrant being. She is walking in a beautiful dress of red, the color of power and energy. This color is also aligned to the root chakra, which shows us when we are in our authenticity. We are secure in who we are and have a solid foundation for the rest of our energy bodies. So this talks a lot about the story behind the card, the symbology of that card. Now, the meaning. Who are you? Do you know? Is the life you are living a reflection of who you really are? These can be hard questions to answer, but you only get this time on earth to be who you really are. Accepting yourself is one of the greatest, most freeing gifts that you can have in a life. Allow yourself to be who you really are and live your life to the fullest. You can change. You get to choose who you are, who you will become, and the path that you will walk. This is a call to be in your energy fully and not to be overly concerned about what others may think of you. This is also a call to find people who celebrate your authentic energy, are supportive, and share your positive vibrations. Shine brightly for all that you are. Don't dim that shine or hide your light away. Support others in their authenticity. Be a listening ear and supportive energy when people around you are experiencing alignment into their own authenticity. Then she's got the shadow meaning. And the shadow meaning is bending to peer pressure, obligations, hiding, living someone else's life. And I love that there is a shadow meaning because a lot of the cards are very uplifting and they focus more on the positive, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you're looking for a different answer. And sometimes you need to know like the underlying cause of something. And often that cause is in our shadow, right? So knowing the deeper underlying cause, or the aspects of your shadow that you may need to work on is really, really helpful. Then she's got an affirmation in here and it says, I fully accept who I am with love. And so going with mantras, mantras and affirmations work in the same way. These are things that you want to repeat to yourself or to the universe. You're really only repeating it to the universe when you're repeating it to yourself. But they're hearing you loud and clear in that way, and you're getting what you're asking for, right? So there's also a section here of personal reflections, and the question here is, how can I live in a more authentic way? And now, often is the case when you ask a question, if you are not fully in tune with your clairaudience or other aspects of your gifts and abilities, then you won't receive an answer right away. Well, I shouldn't say you won't, because that's not true. You still could. Maybe you're more inclined to use your clairaudience or one gift or another. But from my own findings, people have or struggle more with being unable to get the answer right away. And part of that is like you may be hearing it, but you're not understanding that you're hearing it. The definition between your voice and your higher self's voice may be the same. It may sound the same to you. Sometimes it's just retraining your brain. But in other circumstances, it could just be that you need to be asking these questions more often and listening, right? Maybe you're not actually listening. So answers to your questions are going to come in many varying different ways. I always suggest to people who are newly awakened or who are not in tune with their gifts and abilities to go about asking the question, writing it down, asking the question aloud, and waiting for the universe to respond in some way. Sometimes you just one day know, and that's your claircognizance, right? Sometimes you receive an answer in your ear. Sometimes somebody tells you the answer while you're shopping at the grocery store and you're waiting in line. It can come from anywhere, because the mysteries of the universe and how it works is that they can see so many different avenues that we are incapable of seeing. So it'll find you as long as you don't forget about it. But don't fixate on it either, because that will make it stop coming your way. So all in all, really excited that I'm using this deck now and that I can show it to you, present it to you. Along the journey, you're going to get the opportunity to witness the different cards and their meanings and receive readings, because sometimes, like on Wednesdays in my group, I do an intuitive game, and the winner usually gets a 3-card spread, and I like to feature the decks that I'm reviewing the most, so that you guys really get a good understanding. So if you want more of this deck in particular, come and join me on my Facebook page and in my group so that you can really get a feel for it. And if you're interested in purchasing it, I'll leave the link below. It'll take you to my website where you can pick up this awesome deck. And otherwise, please share this video with as many people as you can. I do want to support all of the light workers who are out there who are creating their own decks. And this is a handmade deck. It is not a commercially made deck. It is handmade. And so if you've been in this for a while, the whole awakening process, and you've started your own career based off something that is not in the 3D reality any longer, then you understand the significance of making a deck like this, the amount of work, the amount of, I hate to say blood, sweat, and tears, but to really reference it, it is a very emotional project to be putting out there. And so supporting those who are on this journey alongside us and creating amazing tools, divination tools for us. That's incomparable. So my journey here, before I get to any of the commercially made decks, I really want to put a spotlight on all of the light workers who have handmade decks. And Ethany and Danielle have made this beautiful deck. And I will be doing a few more reviews on her other decks as well, Ethany's other decks. There is a tarot deck that I'm looking to get my hands on in the future. And she did send a copy of the Prince Lenormand, so I'm going to be doing that one as well. But first I want to get started with this Awakened Soul because, as I said, I'm waiting to get my fingers on it for a long time. So give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these cards. And if you enjoy these reviews, then please share them amongst everybody else so that we can get them out to as many people. And otherwise, if you're looking to join me on Facebook, I am there at Storm by Design Intuitive on my business page. And Aligning with Your Purpose is my Facebook group. I will see you very soon in the next video, and I look forward to sharing some information on empaths with you and the relationship between them. Okay, stay tuned. Bye. I nearly forgot to mention there is going to be a giveaway on the Awakened Soul Oracle deck to one of my lucky viewers. So if you're really interested in receiving and winning this deck, then please head over to my business page at Storm by Design Intuitive, where you can see the review and share it on your main page. The more often you share it, so whether you share it in another group or on another page or your page, the more names you'll get in for the draw. I'll do the draw in about 2 weeks' time. That way it gives enough people some time to share this video. And once the name is drawn, there are a few rules that you'll have to follow. So if you are interested in winning this deck, these are the things that you will have to do in order to receive it. First off, you'll have to post a review based on your experience after the initial opening of the box and the next 30 days of your using them. So once you have written a review, you will submit it to me. You will also submit it on your own Facebook page. I will then read it aloud on a YouTube video, and I will also post it in my Facebook group and on my business page. So that's essentially it. I will send you all of the details. Of course, please share this video with as many people as you can, because I want to share not only the information on all of these amazing independent artists, but to help people receive some of these divination tools for free. I will be giving one away just about with every review that I'm doing. So if the creator was gracious enough to grant us with an extra deck for the giveaway, then I will be giving one away. So please pass it on and share it with your friends who are interested in awakening, or who are interested in their psychic abilities, or just interested in tarot or oracle cards, because I will be reviewing both of them as time goes by. I will let you all know soon who the lucky winner is. Take care.